Okay, hello again. This is part 2 video of the facilitated training session. In this part 2, I'm going to talk about basically how to submit your volunteer application if you have not already done that. And for the most part, I'm going to talk about managing boundary delimitations. So let's go through the demo. So first, how to submit your volunteer application. If you have not already submitted your volunteer application, I will encourage you to do so. And how do you do that? Point your mouse on get involved right here, and then you will see start volunteer application. So you can click here, and then you will access the form to start the volunteer application. So from here you fill out the volunteer application, and then you click send message, and we will receive the volunteer application, and we will then get back to you and work with you on how you can work on the platform. Another way to get involved right away or to see the volunteer information is also by just scrolling down. So if you scroll down, you can see the get involved. It's all the way at the bottom here as well. You can click on get involved like that. And from this, you can see some more information about how to get involved. You can follow us on Twitter. You can also send us an email if you are unable to access this volunteer application. Other than that, you can also come down here where it says election result, and while you are reading this, you see get involved. If you click on this, it will still take you to the volunteer application. Now, from the volunteer application, you see what do you want to work on. You can select different options. We may be changing this along the way, but for the most part, you will choose one of these. You want to work on election result or candidate profile, political party, news and events, contributor, voter education information, or you want to volunteer to write volunteer documentation. Volunteer documentation include this video that I'm creating right now, or some other Word document or PowerPoint. So you select one of these. So if I select election result, then I can select for what district I want to work. So I can choose one of these districts. We prefer you to choose the district in which you live, because that will avoid you having to travel to get the information that you need. So if I select Karina, for example, and then here I can put my occupation. So in this case, I'm going to say, for example, I am a student, and then I'll put my last name Lamin and my middle name S, and then my first name that, and I can put in my email address, choose that, and then put in my phone number. And in this case, my phone number is not Sierra Leone, so I can choose, say, +1, and it will change automatically. +1, that will change, and then +1, that will change to US. And then I can put here preferred method of contact. I will choose WhatsApp, and then I will choose the time that I would like to be contacted, and then I can type a brief profile. The information that I will put in this brief profile is the information that will show up when somebody views my volunteer profile right here. So volunteers will be here, and if I click on, for example, Ayodele, here I will see his name and I will see his profile information here. So whatever you type in here, we will populate this area with that information. With this, I can then hit, say, this is me, and then click send message, and my volunteer application has now been successfully submitted. You can see on screen I have this green success message, and I've been redirected back to the get involved page. From here, if I have WhatsApp, if I'm on my phone and I need to be contacted right away, you can actually contact me right here by just clicking this link that says WhatsApp, and then say send message, and right away you will be on WhatsApp, and you will be contacting me. If you said hi, I will see it. I will see it right away. Look at you here, you said hi, and then we can take it from that. Okay, so now that we've completed the volunteer application, I need us to go back to the other thing that we have to do, which is now how to manage boundaries, right? So what are the boundaries? The boundary delimitation is basically the electoral district or the electoral location. So according to NEC, NEC have this information here. They provide this information to us, and basically we have regions, and then we have constituencies, and then we have wards. So in Sierra Leone today, based on the most recent information from NEC, we have 5 regions. We have the North region, we have the East region, we have the West region, we have the South region, and the Northwest. Inside each one of these regions, we have districts. So altogether today, we have about 16 districts. And inside each district, we have constituencies. We have altogether about 132 constituencies today. Inside each district or constituency again, we have wards. Today, according to NEC, we have about 446 wards. So we wanted to collect information about each one of these regions, each one of the districts, each one of the constituencies and the wards, and so that we can connect that back to the election data. So I'm going to log in here as a volunteer so that I can show you how to manage district delimitation. So now I have an account. I have logged in successfully as a volunteer. And the first thing I will see is I will be on my profile page. So to manage district delimitation, I will click on manage, and then I will click on content right here. Now that I've clicked on content, I see several different tabs right here. So what are district delimitations? They are regions. That's the 5 regions. They are districts. That's the 16 districts. They are constituencies. That's the 132 constituencies. They are wards. That's the 446 wards. Added to this, we have chiefdoms. Chiefdoms are not electoral districts, but we have paramount chiefs, and paramount chiefs are assigned by chiefdoms. So we have chiefdoms. I believe we used to have 149. I think we have more now. I'm not exactly sure about this, but we have chiefdoms. So we have chiefdoms here also as a boundary delimitation, just to provide more context and more information. Then we have sections. Sections are within wards, and most of the polling stations and the voter registration centers are broken down into sections. So we have these different sections here as well. So to edit any one of these district delimitations, you simply need to click on edit. And once you click on edit, you will see the form. And from this form, you can then fill out the details. The information about each one of these district delimitation is going to come from NEC. And an example is right here. We have this called, this is the constituency profile. So this is a district boundary, constituency description and map. So the description for each one of the constituencies is right here. If I scroll down, I will find that information here. For example, constituency 1, this is the description of it with the population. Constituency 2, description with population. So we pull this information from here. So constituency 1, Kailahu district, so the constituency is number 1, and in one chiefdom is that. It is in this chiefdom, and in what section? This is the section, and this is the population of that section. And then this is the other chiefdom. So constituency 1 is only one chiefdom. Constituency 2 is one chiefdom. Constituency 3 is made up of 2 chiefdoms, Kisikama and Luala. And constituency 4 is made up of one chiefdom, Luala, but it has different sections. So the information about each one of these sections we're going to pull from here. So if I want to take this section, for example, I can copy this section from here and go back to sections and then search for that section to see if it's already available. And it's here up that, and I will then click edit and find some information. So this section is in Kailahu district because I can tell from that data, and I don't know what ward it is in. So let's see here based on this information. I don't see the ward, but I can tell that it's in constituency 3 from here. So I will make sure I select the constituency. Where is it? Okay, I don't see the constituency here. That's okay. Now The next thing I want to make sure I select about this is I want to select the population of that is this one. So if I look here, I have a population field. So neck population field, I will select this. And from here, for this election year 2018, this is the population for this section. I've just completed that. And if I have the census population data for this, I will then click here and put that. But since I don't, I'll leave it alone. And here you can see the geographic information. So here, this one that says TBD, we are going to delete this later, so we are not going to use this, leave this alone. So I will click on this that says add geographic data, and from here I will try to find this this section, and by doing this I cannot find it in Sierra Leone, right? So if I cannot find it in Sierra Leone, it means I have to guess. So it's nowhere here. So the closest I will have to guess is I will have to guess Kailahu like that, Sierra Leone. And then from within Kailahu, I can then try to zoom in and actually find where in Kailahu, this is Kailahu town, but where in Kailahu district or is that section? And this is going to be based on local information. And if I find that, I will then put it in. If I have an image or I have a description, I will put all that in and then I'll hit save. And I've just edited this district delimitation for the section and I've just saved that. Okay, we have some error here about geographic information, right? So that's how you edit each one of these district delimitation. Each one of them have specific fields and each one of them is going to need some specific information. Most of the information is going to come from uh, this document called the ward description and map, the constituency description and map, and also know your constituency and ward. We're going to get a lot more information. So these three documents are the documents we are going to use. We're going to extract information from these documents and then add them into the system. Also, we're going to be looking at also the census data as well. So if I look for the census data, we will make this available to you, but just so you can look here, say Sierra Leone census data, and then go to statistics Sierra Leone or just download it from here. This is that census data, and if you scroll down, there is a specific section at the bottom that have all the population. So this is a distribution of total population by region, district, sex, and by. So you can see for all the different districts, the only districts you will not see here is the two new districts are not here and the new region is not here because that region and the two new districts were not yet created when this census information was collected. So this is where we will pull the census information to populate most of the census related fields in this region, right? So we have regions, we have districts, and then we have constituencies. And all this information that you put here, if you want to see where this is displayed for the public, it's displayed under resources. So if I click on resources, you will see a page will show up, and in this page we have all this information. So right here you have all boundary delimitation. We have the regions and provinces, we have the districts, the constituencies, the chiefdoms, the wards, the sessions, the sections, and I think this is a mistake. Okay, so if I want to see the regions, I can click here to view the regions in the card format. This is what the public will see. They'll be able to see the regions like this in the card format. So if you add an image, the image will show up, and if you add population data, the population data will show up like this. And if they click on the region like this, they will then see all the other detailed information about that region. They will see the picture of the region, they will see the region on the map, and then they will see everything else within the platform that has been related to that region. And if you want to see that information in table format, just right click here. You will see that information in HTML table. And this is that HTML table. You can see it has the population data. And below this HTML table, if you look, you will see machine readable formats for the same information. So you can download a CSV copy, a JSON copy, or an XML copy. If you don't want to download it from here, or you don't see this link, if you go back, we also have it here. So you have CSV, JSON, and XML. So if I click on CSV here, for example, that will download all the regions in Excel. And if I open this Excel file, you will see all the different regions over here. And you will see all the other data here. You will notice that one of the regions is coming about 3 times. That's because we have some population information about that region. We have population information like 3 times. Okay, so if I click JSON, I'll be able to download the JSON. If I click XML, I'll be able to download the XML. So this is where you will be able to show the public where to find all of the district delimitation information, and they can use this to do whatever else that they need to. Okay, and that ends this video. In the next video, I will go through how to work on election data.